First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rekah Kwadash, and the Milestones Green Millstone, Wallach is Truth, and also to those elect that are scattered abroad. I like to say Shalom, and come back here today with another great, powerful lesson, the despair and the power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And the type D lesson is Brics, New Nation. So I like to say Shalom to all our listen and learn. Hope to sweep you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start today's lesson, I have a quick news article here by Watcher Guru. And it reads, it said, Brics, New Nation to jail people who use the U.S. dollar. So let's get a little bit more. It says here, it's a new South African nation is following the Brics de-dollarization mission, planning to jail any people in the country who use the U.S. dollar. So as the Economic Alliance has continued its efforts to abandon the U.S. dollar, Zambia has become the latest country to ditch the greenback and plans to force its citizens to do the same by law. So we're seeing right now that, a lot of these countries left and right is constantly dumping the U.S. dollar, which in fact is the petro dollar. We already know what happened. I think it was first of last month, or was it the end of May? Don't remember the exact date, but we know that the petrodollar agreement has ended, so we know that Saudi Arabia is not even dealing with the dollar anymore. So we already know that was the kind of the last blow. So now we're seeing right here, Zambia, which in fact is one of these African nations. Now they're saying that, anyone that used the U.S. dollar will be put in jail or imprisonment. Let's see, we can get a little bit more. I got a little video in a minute. Let's see here. It says here, this little clip here said, just in, said Zambia introduced plans to jail individuals caught using the U.S. dollar and other foreign currency for up to 10 years. Wow. So it's getting very serious. So they trying to pretty much, in this dollar range, the reign of terror of the dollar. So we already knowing that America was the nation #1 currency, but now we're seeing that this U.S. dollar is constantly circling the drain, the petrodollar, the fiat currency, which in fact is worthless. So this money is getting ready to be obsolete. So we already knowing this is going to cause hyperinflation, also bank runs, so we already know that we're constantly reporting that, that the economy is constantly failing, constantly declining. And also we know that we right upon a great economic collapse, that great crashing in the hill. And one thing about it, America will not ever get back up or rise up again. We will have healed Babylon, but it will not be here, because one thing about it, the Lord's getting ready to bring this place down brick by brick. We're seeing this happening right before our eyes. And also we are in the news also, it says that President Biden has agreed to step down as early as this weekend. I think I put up a little TikTok clip earlier, but one thing about it, we're going to constantly measure the time diligently, so we're seeing that this devil is moving in warp speed. So right here, once again, it said Brics, New Nation to jail people who use the U.S. dollar. So I got a little clip. We're going to watch it in a minute, see if anything else I can get on it. It says here, it says, a draft document released by the Bank of Zambia on Saturday revealed that individuals caught using foreign currency for local transaction could face up to 10 years in prison or substantial fines. Zambia is a smaller country in South Africa region. Said this latest draft rule is likely targeting the U.S. dollar, specifically the garner attention for the brick block. So we seeing right here, we're very close, to to all hell get ready to break loose. Also, we already knowing that a lot of people right now still thinking that they're a good case, and we seeing that these BRIC nations are constantly are bringing it forward. And also they already talking about their new currency. With this new blockchain technology. We already know that things are getting ready to be digital, and also we know that America, which in fact is Babylon the Great, is getting ready to transition into a digital society, which in fact is going to be dealing with your biometrics. Also, these digital IDs is going to work hand in hand with this new currency. Also, the last and final goal is the grain of rice, the MOTB. They want total control. So we already knowing that right now, the dollar is getting ready to crash. And one thing about it is we know that it's going to be obsolete. They shall throw their silver and gold in the street. So that's getting ready to happen. A lot of people thinking that they still have time. They still thinking that everything is fine because right now they're still eating good. Everything is fine. Everything is lovely. But we're seeing right here that we're very close to this time. So also we knowing that these other nations are constantly coming into alliance against America. So the plan is to bring America down, but the Lord is going to bring Babylon the Great down. America is what is falling, and it will never ever get back up again. So let's get a little bit of this video here about the BRIC new nation to jail peoples who use the U.S. dollar. Let's get a little bit of this video.
You are welcome to Geopolitical Analysts. Today's another resounding update in our geopolitical space. In the BRICS upcoming summit come October seems to be springing up new surprises, and the globe is set at awe. A new country yet to join the bloc, but strongly affirmed to stand by BRICS rules and their possible agenda towards de-dollarization. This time we seek to find out which new country is vying a spot at BRICS and what exactly is this nation standing to fight for that may just bring a whole new level of change in and around our globe. Sit right back and watch us move you down this path in the next couple of minutes. A new South African nation is following the BRICS de-dollarization mission, planning to jail any people in the country who use the US dollar. As the economic alliance has continued its efforts to abandon the US dollar, Zambia has become the latest country to ditch the greenback and plans to force its citizens to do the same by law. A draft document released by the Bank of Zambia on Saturday revealed that individuals caught using foreign currency for local transactions could face up to 10 years in prison or substantial fines. Zambia is a smaller country in the South African region. This latest drafted rule is likely targeting the US dollar specifically to garner attention from the BRICS bloc. Former Zambian President Thabo Mbeki also appears on board with the new initiative to abandon the US dollar. In a recent discussion around the US dollar, he said that China, India, many African countries, and those in Latin America had been questioning the use of the US currency as a trading currency in the world. He added if two countries who did not use the dollar as their currency got into...
So that's pretty much what I want to get out of that. So we seeing right here. So they are, saying that, anyone that using this dollar, so they pretty much is done with the US dollar, the petrodollar. And also it was saying that that one US dollar will equal 55 BRICS dollars. So we already knowing that, hey man, this is going to cause a lot of what? A confusion, a lot of what? A civil unrest, all sorts of bank run, all sorts of what? Rioting and looting when all these things come to pass. So we seeing right here that they're constantly dumping the dollar, also de-dollarizing the dollar, so the dollar is pretty much is finished. And one thing about it, a lot of people might have 100,000 millions, in the bank right now, but it's going to be worthless. It's going to all transition into a digital token. It's going to be tokenized. You know what I'm saying? So these things are coming into play with this 5G blockchain technology. So let's go here. Let's get a quick precept. I have some more video to bring out. These are older videos. I have brought out some of them in the past, but it's good to go back over these things for edification purpose because these are the time that we're living in. So now let's get a quick precept before we start today's video. It says here, Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 1. It says woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. So one thing about it, so that's what's getting ready to happen. We already knowing that America has spoiled many nations, has been the nation police, the hammer of the whole earth. But now we're seeing that America is on the decline. The Lord is getting ready to bring forth recompense and judgment, because they have spoiled many nations. What was done to these nations is getting ready to be done to America, constantly, setting up their puppet government, constantly robbing people of their resource, what I'm saying? Robbing, stealing, and killing, shedding all blood everywhere that he goes. Death and hell follow this man. So now these nations are getting ready to deal very treacherously with Babylon the Great, which in fact is America. This place is circling the drain. So when you look up that Brics, I think it goes into I'm trying to see what that, I think it's Brics goes into, I think it's Russia, India, China, it's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South America. And the number is constantly counting. Also Saudi Arabia, what's this new one? Zambia, many others, so we're seeing that all these nations are constantly turning against the whore that sits on many waters. So now let's read in NLT. It said, what sorrows awaits you Assyrians? So the modern day Assyrians is what Americans, it's all Babylon the Great, you know what I'm saying? So these right here it said, who have destroyed others, but have never been destroyed. Say yourself. Say you betrayed others, but you have never been betrayed. Say when you are done destroying, you will be destroyed. And say when you are done betraying, you will be betrayed. So that's what's getting ready to happen. These nations is getting ready to burn the whore. They're getting ready to come in here and make this place a third world country. We're seeing, these things are constantly picking up left and right. We're seeing what's going on with the election. We're seeing what's the nation is divided. We're seeing that the economy is constantly it's plunging. Infrastructure. Rumors of wars are all over the place. A lot of things are happening left and right, man. We seeing that we're here. Let's read in the NLT once again. I kind of butchered it. It says, sorrow awaits you, Assyrians, who have destroyed others, but have never been destroyed. Yourselves, you betrayed others, but you have never been betrayed. When you are done destroying, you will be destroyed. When you are done betraying, you will be betrayed. So that's what's getting ready to happen. America is getting ready to go down. We're seeing right now that say at any given time that this place, a terror attack, is saying all sorts of things are getting ready to happen. Also, we knowing that behind this assassination, we already know that things are picking up: civil unrest, civil war, all sorts of things, sedition among men, insurrection. When these things go to happen, especially when people don't have money to buy their daily supply, their goods, medical supplies, food, water, you know what I'm saying, shelter, all sorts of things, food, a lot of things is getting ready to happen. So a famine is getting ready to come into the land. The sown places are getting ready to become unsown. So now let's start today's video, and that video will start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified. Let's go here. One moment.
Saudi Arabia has officially ended its 50-year petrodollar agreement with the United States, shifting to a multi-currency system for oil sales. This transition allows Saudi Arabia to sell oil in various currencies. This move coincides with Saudi Arabia as participation as a guest nation at the Brics Outreach Ministerial meeting in Russia, with Brics now comprising 10 full members, including Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Iran, UAE, and Ethiopia. And they all are pushing for greater use of local currencies in foreign trade and financial transactions. Brics meeting, held for the first time since the group expansion in 2023, emphasized the requirement for reforms in international financial institutions, including the IMF.
Please subscribe and visit our channel.
Did you guys see what just happened? Brics Nation just announced a new blockchain-based payment system. In the wording, they did include digital technologies, which crypto is part of that. I'm here to remind everyone that 2024 is the year many will wake up. They're going to realize that blockchain technology, crypto, CBDC is here to stay. Make sure to follow if you want to know what the 1% know.
In this alternate reality, the US dollar has just lost its status as the world's reserve currency. Suddenly, countries are dumping their dollar reserves, trading in euros, yen, or even digital currencies instead. Without the global demand, the dollar's value plummets. Now importing goods becomes pricier. Your favorite electronics, clothes, even your morning coffee might double in price overnight. US debt, held in trillions of dollars, becomes a crushing burden as the dollar's buying power shrinks. Interest rates skyrocket in a bid to save the dollar, leading to fewer loans and a slow choke on economic growth. But it's not all doom and gloom. A weaker dollar boosts US exports, making them cheaper on the global market. Maybe, just maybe, this could be the fresh start the US economy needs.
So we're seeing that we're very close, that the collapse of the dollar, pretty much the collapse of all society. So we're very close to these times. And a lot of our people still are not aware, still going on with their daily lives. In the middle of the Lord, we constantly sighing and crying left and right. This place is getting ready. It's getting ready to go. Let's go here to start Second Ezra chapter 6. Very quickly, let's do the spirit and power. Yahweh Shem Abishai. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 22. And it reads, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So that's what's getting ready to happen. A complete collapse of the U.S. Economy. This place is getting ready to go. We're constantly warning. A lot of people are going to be bugged out of their mind. You won't be able to go to your favorite Walmart, your grocery store. You're going to get your medical supplies. All these things are getting ready to dry up. It's going to be, a lawless time. We're constantly warning. Let's read this once again. So once the money go, all hell will break loose. It says here, 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22, it says, and suddenly shall the sown place appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. That's what's going to happen. All of a sudden, A lot of people right now putting off from day to day, but suddenly, shall that wrath of the Lord come upon them, And we're going to see it, a lot of people is going to be totally bugged out of their mind. They're going to be walking like blind men, So this place is getting ready to be a third world country, famine, pestilence, all sorts of disorder and confusion. These things are coming. Starvation, food shortage, rolling blackouts, the list go on and on. So now let's go here to Jeremiah. Let's go here to Jeremiah chapter 51. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 6. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 6 said, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. Said he will render unto her a recompense or repay. So right now, only way we can flee out of Babylon is what? Spiritually, and one thing about and hoping and praying when the Lord return with those with that fathership that we get delivered, so flee out of the midst of Babylon, or aka America, spiritually. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of time. Because the Lord is getting ready to bring it. We're seeing it right now. Things are constantly picking up. We're seeing that this nation is constantly divided. We're seeing all sorts of rumors over here, rumors over there, all sorts of mischief. Keep telling you about a dark forecast. Also, a lot of these jobs are constantly drying up. Also, AI, and robotics is taking over a lot of these jobs. And we already know that we're transitioning into a digital, programmable, and also implantable society. It's fast approach a cashless society. So it's coming. Verse 7, it said, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nation had drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. So one thing about it, everyone has been influenced by America, what policies and their what democracy. They have been going to every one country, setting up these military bases, also setting up their puppet leaders. You know what I'm saying? Also robbing people of their resources. And right now the gig is up. We seeing it right now. It's no longer a golden cup in the Lord's hand. This place is finished. This place is have a weak leader. You know, and once again, it's already saying that Biden. It's a possibility that Biden will step down this coming weekend. That's what reports are saying. So we know that we're very close. Let's go here. Verse 8 said, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. But this place is never going to rise up ever again. This is it. With the end of all things at hand. So we in that transition power, right? It's taking place right before our eyes. We seeing right now the end of America, right now the fall of America. It's happening before our eyes. Verse 9, it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not here. Forsake her and let her go every one unto his own country. For her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky. So that's what's getting ready to happen. You know, the Lord's getting ready to judge this place for all the atrocities, all the unrighteousness, all the unrighteous decrees that America has been doing. You know, and one thing about it, though, the nation police, the hammer of the whole earth, but it's coming to an end. So these nations are saying that, have you become weak as weak? So these nations seeing that a weak leader, a weak economy, a weak infrastructure. They seeing that that this nation is very divided. And one thing about it, if a nation is divided, it cannot stand. So now let's go here to Habakkuk. Let's go here to Habakkuk chapter 2. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. And it reads, say, yea, also because he transgresses by wine. He is a proud man, neither keeper at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So one thing about it, we already know he transgresses by wine, by his policies, by his democracy, by his wickedness. You know, we seeing this each and every day. And that proud man is Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of. He said he's enlarged himself as enlarges his desire as hell, and as death. So everywhere this man go, you know, he shed what blood, death and hell following him, So you know what I'm saying? Because thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee. So we are very close, So we seeing that we are here, man, we are very, very, very close. So now let's go here to drop down to verse 6. It says verse 6, it says and also we know that America is the nation melting pot. Verse 6, he said, shall not all these take up a proverb against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his. So how long, and to him that laden himself with thick clay. So one thing about it, we know that America is in right about around 33 trillion or something like that in debt. So the numbers constantly going up. We already know that America is will not be able to repay. So one thing about it, we already knowing that America is finished. We seeing it, man, right before our eyes. So this place is in debt. We seeing that everything pretty much is just circling the drain. The real estate, the job industry, so a lot of people getting laid out, store closing, so hey man, the sown places, are becoming unsown. So the economy is constantly it's drying up. Everything is just drying up. So we seeing it right before let's read this once again. It says, Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 6 says, see not, it said, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increase that which is not his. How long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay. That thick clay goes into tremendous debt. So America is in tremendous debt. So one thing about it, we already knowing that these global elites are finished with America. They get ready to usher in this fourth industrial revolution, which in fact is this new world order, this digital society, which in fact is going to, be total control under what total surveillance. That's what they want. Verse 7, it said, let me go back one moment. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, okay. Verse 7, it says, Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 7 says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. So America is getting ready to be totally destroyed, and this place going to get, they're going to come in here and get whatever they can get out of America, these Russia and China troops in collaboration with these sleeper cells. And NATO, they're going to come in here and rob this place of their resource. This place is getting ready to go. And one thing about it, the body count is getting ready to be very great. And it says here, verse 8, it said, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of the men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and said of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So one thing about it is that, as the Lord's getting ready to repay, what was done to these other nations is getting ready to be done to America. And one thing about it is that we're seeing that in 1 hour thy judgment come. We are so very close. We're seeing it. So let's read this once again. It says here, because thou hast spoiled many nations, Salakia, because thou hast spoiled many nations. So all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So that's plainly said. This place, this America was built on what? On the backs of what? Of the slave. This place is soaking with what? With what? Israelite blood. But one thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to repay. The Lord is getting ready to set up that righteous order. And we cannot wait. So we seeing all these nations are coming up against America. We seeing it happening just like clockwork. We're here. It's so very close. So now, let's go here to Ezekiel chapter 7. Ezekiel chapter 7, Salakia. Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 19. And the read said, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Said their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their soul, neither fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity. So that's what's getting ready to happen, that great crashing in the hill, and one thing about it, the dollar's getting ready to be obsolete. We're seeing that they're trying to bring forth their own currency, their own payment system, blockchain technology, this digital society. We're seeing that these things are coming upon us at a fast pace. So we already know a lot of people thinking that, oh, I'm good. I have money in the bank. I have 401k. But guess what? You're getting ready to lose everything. Everyone is getting ready to go back to a zero balance. And one thing about it, the Lord's getting ready to break the staff of bread. Your necessity, your way of life is getting ready to change overnight, all of a sudden. So let's go here to our last and final script. Let's go here to Ecclesiastes, Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 7. And it reads that, make no terror to turn to the Lord. Put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So don't put off from day to day. We're seeing all the things are lining up just like clockwork. We're seeing that America is constantly on the decline. The fall of America. This place is falling, and it will never ever get back up. DTA, a ball. We cannot wait. So one thing about it, you got to be watching. Examine yourself. Put off the mortal thought. Get your house in order, because it's getting ready to get very real. Verse 8, it said, set not thy heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity. Because one thing about it is that the Lord is not on your side. You're going to be totally destroyed. And one thing about it, that we're coming upon some time of trouble that we have never seen before. We're seeing that things are getting worse and worse. It's no sense of normalcy is coming. It's coming back. The good old days are gone. And one thing about it never was good old days for the Israelites. It never was good old days. But we seeing that we're here. It is at the door. Things are getting ready to get very critical. So the title of the day lesson once again is Brick New Nation. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rikah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.